Hi everyone, Big Mac here. Welcome to my first episode of my playthrough of Yoshi's story. So what I'm going to be trying to do in this videos is I'm actually going to try and do these things post-commentary. So I've played through already and I'll just try and talk about it a little bit. So right now we're looking at the level 1 world screen. By default you can start with any of the 4 levels that are given. I just decided let's pick level 2. You have your list of Yoshis to pick from, and some of them you'll find along the way. Other ones you might lose along the way as well, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. There's also a lucky fruit, usually associated with each game. So I believe my current lucky fruit is bananas. So what bananas actually do is they allow Yoshi to regain all of his health. I think it's all of his health. I'm not sure. Anyway, score high. Yeah. So there are. Well, basically what I'm talking about right now is that there are a lot of different components involved in this game. So the actual gameplay itself is not just reach to the end of the stage and beat the boss and the end. So actually, for each of these stages that are in the game, what we have to do is we actually have to collect an assortment of fruits. I'm trying to hit these, help blocks as much as I can because I'm talking and they're saying different things altogether. But what we're doing right now is we're actually on the search to collect 30 fruits. In all honesty, we can collect any 30 that we want. There are a total of 60 fruits, as I mentioned earlier in the video. However, 30, I believe, is it 30? Something like 30. There are 30 of these fruits that are melons. So what a lot of people like to try and do is they like to try and collect only melons, because there are exactly 30 of those per stage. So it's kind of like, a completionist kind of feel for it. Of course, you can eat any 30 fruits that you want, so if you be the first 30 that you come across, or it's 30 of the lucky fruits. Are there 30 of the lucky fruits? I'm not actually sure. Anyway, so what we can do at this point is, so let me start going over some of the basic game mechanics of what Yoshi is doing. So Yoshi can jump around, Yoshi can actually use a flutter kick to hover in the air for a little bit longer. He can shoot eggs, he can ground pound, so he does have a lot of things at his disposal. So right now we're going to encounter a mini-game which actually does appear in quite a few levels. What we have in this situation is we have a boxes of melons that we need to transport from the starting line to the finish line. So the idea is to balance the boxes so that you carry them all the way to the end. Usually, a good idea is to have your boxes tilt a little bit forward. That way, when you finish up, when you're going forward, they don't, fall backwards or anything like that. So another thing that you might have noticed is that these hearts keep popping up. They pop up whenever you eat a lot of fruits in a row. Also, the letter O just appeared out of nowhere. We might want to actually start paying attention to these different fruits that keep popping up. Sorry, not these different fruits, but these different letters that pop up throughout the levels of the game. They might actually give us a message. So what I'm actually doing right now is Yoshi's unfortunately getting hurt, but Yoshi does have ways of replenishing his health. So, as you guys have seen, Yoshi can eat Shy Guys, Yoshi can eat fruits, and there are also other things that you can eat along the way that will help replenish Yoshi's health. So unfortunately though, if Yoshi is to lose all of his health and then get hit again, Yoshi gets captured by Baby Bowser, and nobody's happy about that. So another thing that you guys have seen is that little heart that pops up. Last time it popped up a letter. What it's actually doing in this situation is it's allowing Yoshi to kind of be invincible for a short amount of time. And during this time as well, Yoshi actually has unlimited eggs. That flower thing that you just saw Yoshi eating right there, that actually can be used to replenish your health, and it doesn't count towards any of the fruits that you've eaten so far. So we've eaten about 15 fruits and 1 banana. I accidentally ate a banana. Oh no. How terrible. But we're coming across a number of mechanics in this game. One are these boxes things. So as we saw, we could push them to the side, and then one of them, you stomped on it, and out came a melon, but one of them is not doing that. So a little bit of experimentation actually does show to us that there's an enemy inside here. Admittedly, I am really bad with my aiming. It's not a good thing at all, unfortunately. So, and this creature is also, blowing hot air at us, trying to keep us away, and I am just doing a terrible job trying to hit it with these eggs. But eventually, is it this one? Yeah, here we go. Eventually, I overcome my difficulties, and my reward for being so tenacious about that is I do get a melon. Yoshi also has an ability where he can sniff around. That's why it looks like the screen zooms in sometimes. So Yoshi can actually start sniffing around to try and find some hidden items. Sometimes it's just coins. Sometimes it actually can be melons as well. So what this thing is right here that we found out, that we activated with a mysterious, by throwing an egg at it, I don't know. Kind of looks like a hot dog. But then, as you move around, it actually becomes this, I don't know, inflatable pillar you can stand on? I don't know how to describe it. But, fortunately, at the top of that thing we saw was a huge happy heart. So what the happy heart actually does for us is, these happy hearts that we collect throughout the stages are going to enable us to activate or access more levels in the next, access more stages in the next level. So far we've collected 2. There are always 3 per level. Even if you don't capture any, you can always go to stage -1 of the current level. However, you have to find the other happy hearts in order to activate stage -2, -3, or -4. Of course, the higher level ones are usually more difficult, but it also makes it more interesting, and also it helps out with your point score. I'm not going to be concerned too much about point score in this game. And in fact, there's a lot of things that Yoshi's been doing in this video that I really have just not been touching about at all. So as a couple of them being the box that had nothing in it. Why would a box have nothing in it? Not even a melon, not even one of these creature things. Why would it have nothing in it? Well, because, fortunately, at this point in the game, we haven't lost any Yoshis yet. Some stages actually contain a white Shy Guy that will allow us to retrieve a Yoshi that we may have lost, during the game. And maybe it was like Yoshi lost all of his health and got hit by an enemy. Maybe Yoshi fell down a pit or fell into lava. Stuff like that. That one screen that just popped up really quickly, and I apologize for not keeping it up longer. Basically, it said, you've eaten 25 fruits. You only need to find 5 more in order to complete the stage. So, fortunately for us, we are very close to the end of this. However, we still have more enemies to encounter. I think by this point I'm getting a little bit better with my aiming. Not too much. These little chicken type things, I'm not really sure how to describe them. But what they'll actually do is they'll act as eggs, but unlike eggs, they come back to you, so you don't lose them. So it's kind of like repeated ammunition that you have at your disposal. So another way that we can find melons is sometimes you just have to walk around. Some of them are just hanging, some of them are hidden in the ground and you have to ground pound them. Another way that you can find a melon is you have to collect these 5 little coin things in enough time, otherwise you lose that possibility of earning the melon. So like I mentioned already, there are 30 melons per stage. And, some people try to maximize their score by eating only melons. So there are strategies about this as well. Those little creatures with the numbers on them that we've been jumping on all the way through this level, those are Miss Warp, and what we can actually use them for is to warp around the stage. The stage itself actually actually does loop around, but if we wanted to just go checkpoint to checkpoint, we can use them as well. So fortunately, at this point, there's only that little pod would take us back to the beginning of the stage. However, we're done. Yes! And we collected 29 out of 30 melons, so I'm honestly not sure where that 30th melon was, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do for this episode is I'll keep the score in. Again, I'm not really concerned with the score at all, but that way, for your sakes, in case you're going to be following this, or if you just want to try and follow the same paths, or even if different paths. Admittedly, I'm kind of thinking of getting rid of these score updates just because I'll be taking different paths and stuff, but that's okay. So we finished up our section of Chapter 1. The story had barely started, so finding happiness, the Yoshis needed to hurry. Balloon monsters tried to blow them down, but the Yoshis kept moving. Now, the Yoshis were a little closer to finding the Super Happy Tree. The page turned, and the Yoshis grew happier. So so that wraps up page 1 for now. We'll pick another stage next time. So here we are on level 2. Because we've got all 3 of those heart pieces, we have access to all 4 of the stages. So we'll pick one of those in the next video. But until then, this is Big Mac saying, later.